The rules of this challenge are simple. We'll randomly select building materials using a custom-designed Terraria wiring system. Each chest selected will contain a limited selection of materials that we can take with us onto the final challenge. Once our materials have been chosen, we'll spend a short time in the paint booth where we can experiment with our materials and select 3 colors of paint to bring with us to the final build. In the final part of the challenge, we'll build something awesome in a new Terraria world using only the materials we've been given. Welcome to the party, ladies and gentlemen. We are kicking off the 4th installment of our Let's Build Roulette series with the furniture round, as always. In this round, we'll be selecting 2 chests at random and we'll be able to take every item inside of them. Each chest contains a different furniture set that we'll use to comprise the majority of our decorations. In today's episode, we've been given the slime set and the ebenwood set. In the block selection round, we'll be selecting 3 chests at random and choosing 2 different blocks from each of those chests. You can take a look on screen to see all of our options for today's build. And ultimately we decided to take even sandstone, blue team block, granite block, palladium column, cobwebs, and mud block with mushroom grass seeds. The wall selection round works just like the block round. We'll be randomly selecting 3 different chests, and from each of those we'll be allowed to take 2 different types of wall. Take a look on screen and check out what we had to choose from for today's build. Ultimately, we settled on the arcane rune wall, pink brick wall, stone wall, spooky wood wall, pink slab wall, and iridescent brick wall. In the decoration round, we'll only be selecting 1 chest at random, but we'll be allowed to select 3 different items from inside. You can slow down or pause the video here to take a look at all of our options for today. Ultimately, we decided on the Defender's Forge, the Corrupt Bunny Banner, and the Demon Torch. Let's zip ahead to the paint booth and get this build started. In starting this build, we really had tons of options that sort of lended themselves towards some sort of like wizard-themed base. We had lots of purples and blues and highlights of yellow throughout all of our blocks and walls, and especially in our furniture sets as well. So we kind of had an idea that we'd be building in the mushroom biome and kind of putting together some sort of weird magical wizard tower. So to sort of complement everything that we had taken, we decided to take purple, deep violet, and deep yellow paint. This was a pretty fun build for me because I got to kind of go back to a color scheme that I really like and I'm pretty comfortable with. Purples and pinks and highlights of like yellow and sort of colors like that, hints of blue around there. It's one of my favorite color schemes to build in Terraria. So that was really fun for me. We started off with a fairly basic little room, and I noticed pretty early that it looked really good when we sort of overdid it with the lights, sort of give it like a Las Vegas casino style theme to it. So we tossed a little pointy roof on here, brought it into T-Edit, got some landscaping going with our mud blocks and mushroom grass seeds. And yeah, a little bit of actuation, a little bit of hammering and all that good stuff, and we had ourselves a pretty good little handle on our landscaping. Let's zip ahead and take a live tour of the finished product. So here it is. Here's our completed build here, final build. I think it turned out pretty good. I like this one. Definitely a familiar set of colors for me. I like building in purples and yellows, like I said. So this one was really fun, and the sort of changing glow of the torches up here gives a really cool effect on the onion dome kind of roof here. Found a nice use for the Defender's Forge, makes a nice steeple at the top. So yeah, we just slapped a little paint on that, and I think it looks pretty good. we ended up with the slime set and the Evenwood set, and after playing around with them a little bit, the slime set is just like flat blue, so it's kind of tough to work with, but I thought it worked well with our mushroom grass, so that worked out okay. And the purple in the Evenwood set lighting looks really good together, and that kind of set the stage for the blues and the purples in this build. So we ended up we had a lot of natural blocks this time around, so we had some even sandstone and some granite, along with the mud. So we sort of put those into the landscaping predominantly. The granite did end up making an appearance under the foundation here along this path, and that turned out pretty good. So we got that in there, and then as far as like sort of hard surface bricks go, we didn't have much to choose from, so we ended up using the team blocks here for most of it, and we used palladium column in the vertical sections. I had originally thought we were gonna make, I kind of had this idea for the wizard tower, but I thought it was going to be a little bit more run down and decrepit when we came into this part of it. And so we took the cobwebs thinking that they'd be a nice feature to add, but the sort of look of this, like overly glamorous, sort of like lots of lighting look, it sort of doesn't work well with the cobwebs, so we just tossed them down below here. As far as the interior went, we made use of the natural colors of the arcane rune wall, the purple in the background with the yellow lettering, and that also sort of, in addition to our furniture sets, sort of set the stage for the color scheme of this build. So we used our dungeon brick, we had pink brick and pink slab. We used that underneath the house and on the interior here, as well as in the onion dome. So yeah, ultimately the default color I was hoping we'd be able to use, but it looked a little bit washed out against all of like the really bright, oversaturated sort of colors of the mushroom grass and the lighting and all that. We threw in the iridescent wall, and we left that one mostly unpainted here. It has a nice like dark desaturated purple color that made for a nice, sort of a nice neutral background. It paired well with the spooky wood wall as well. They have similar colors and sort of hues to them, so those worked well naturally together, and we didn't have to put a lot of paint onto those. And then, like we said, we used our stone wall in the background in addition to the iridescent wall for our landscaping to keep the light from coming through what little light there is in the mushroom biome. But yeah, it fills out just a little bit more texture in there. So I think overall this was a pretty cool build. It's definitely something a little bit different. As far as like the lighting goes, we really went crazy with the lighting on this one. But like I said, it's also a nice familiar color scheme to me, and one that I really like, so I'm quite partial to this build. I like it quite a bit. If you notice, this episode's out just a little bit late. If you've been following the channel, if you watch our Let's Plays, you know I've been moving in real life, so a little bit behind still, but we're catching up and getting there. If you guys want updates on what's going on with videos and stuff like that, if you're on Twitter, just follow me on there. There's a link on the YouTube channel page. And that's where I'll post updates, just to let you guys know what's going on, if the video is going to be late or something like that. But that's going to do it for our 4th episode. I had a blast making this, and I hope you enjoyed watching. I want to thank you all for coming around, and we will see you next time.